Welcome to Lancashire Business Stories, the podcast that does exactly what it says on the tin. I'm your host, Paul Lim, and every week we're joined by local business owners to talk about their journey into business and how they've grown and scaled their own organisations. We'll talk about some of the challenges they've faced along the way and the successes that they've had in growing their businesses, so you, our listeners and viewers, can learn and apply those same principles into your own business, so you can grow and succeed. If this is the first time that you've watched or listened to the podcast, please hit the subscribe or follow button. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let's get to it. Mark Allen Taylor, welcome to Lancashire Business Stories.
Thank you very much.
We usually start by talking a little bit about business and about your background. So you founded Slate Developments.
I founded Slate Developments North West.
So tell me all about Slate Developments. What sectors do you serve and what exactly do you do?
So we are a construction company. We cover the mostly commercial industrial sector. We cover all aspects of construction from ground up, shop fitting, groundworks, electrical, decoration, steelwork, you name it, we cover it. We ever so slightly delve into the domestic market if there's something juicy or something interesting that I take an interest to. But I shy away from that when I can.
Do you find that the domestic market's a little bit more challenging?
I just know how I feel when people work in my house. So equally, it's one of them sectors that is challenging because everyone wants perfection, and equally, everyone don't want you in your home. And I understand that perfectly. So I'll stick to what I know. I'm working offices where everyone's excited and happy for you to be there. We founded in 23. But equally, Slate Developments North West was born on Slate Developments Limited, which has been going for...
It's been around a while.
40 years.
Right, we'll come back to that little later on when we talk about you and how you got to where you are now. Have you got a favourite job? When you think back about the stuff that you've done over the last 3 years or so, have you got a favourite job that you always talk about?
Have I got a favourite job? I could probably say I've got two. I've got one it was my first job and I was so happy to get that over the line. So that was a project that I managed over in Hull. We essentially put, I'm going to say it's a silo building up for one of our manufacturing clients, the production plant essentially with some massive silos on, allowed them to reduce the cost of their product astronomically. And this was ground up, straight to completion, decoration, signing off. That was my first job, thrown in at the deep end, multi-million-pound job, fresh out of uni, a lot of stress, a lot of challenges. I was definitely happy to see that over the line, but equally one I look back on fondly. And then my personal favourite is recently we converted an old disused building into sort of like a breakout learning area for one of our clients. The upstairs is pure, it's a contrasting one side to the other. One's like a loud, enjoyable PlayStation, snooker tables, darts, they've got a bar. Wow. The other side is like a reflection, quiet meditation area, if you will. And then downstairs we put some learning areas in where they teach students and people from local colleges. So that sticks out to me in the last year or so, which we've completed.
Slate do the full fit out on that?
Yes.
You did everything from core through to finished product?
Yeah, we did everything. Essentially turned this leaky old building into this wonderful space, new roof, electrical, fit out, all the interior. It was all done by ourselves.
Is that typical when you're doing like normal buildings works for those kind of, do you normally tend to do full fit out for
it? No, absolutely. Full fit outs are us to the ground. We have a great set of different trades, teams. We all work well together. We all know what we're doing. And equally, it just makes my life a lot easier if it's full fit out because you're not having to compete with the egos in the room. And it makes it cheaper.
And do you do both? You do like first build to core and then we do fit out as well?
Equally, we'll do first build, but equally we're at home refurbing your office, refurbing your shop, retrofitting things into your building. We'll cover it all.
Okay. So you're not even 30 yet and you're running your own construction business and fit out business. How did you get started? Because I know there's a bit of family history in this
Yeah.
as well. So what did you do at college, uni?
So my college, actually, there's a flip in my college career. So I actually have a first class degree in motorsport engineering.
Cool.
So back in uni, I was fixing touring cars and race cars.
Yeah.
And alongside my degree, I used to help my granddad on the summer holidays, Easter holidays, to run Slate Developments in its section, I
First one,
suppose.
yeah.
Also, it just started as that was just a bit of
spending money.
spending money.
Yeah.
To carry me through to uni and college. And then I finished uni and he rung me up and he said, "Can you help me out for 2 weeks over on a job?" And 2 weeks turned into 2 months, and 2 months turned into 2 years.
You were planning on being a motorsport engineer, and
I had
you ended up working in construction.
I had a job lined up, set, fixing race cars, and yeah, opportunities changed, and here I am today.
Sliding doors and all that. Do you ever wish that there was a different sliding door? Because being a business owner is a tough gig, isn't it, sometimes?
Do I miss it? I do miss the occasional race weekend where I can just zone out and enjoy everything about that. But equally, I love where I am now.
Yeah.
So
if you had all the time in the world and you could choose to do things outside of work because the work was giving you enough time and you wanted to do things, would motorsport be one of those things that maybe you get into?
Is something I've been dabbling with over the past few years.
Yeah.
I raced stock cars last year. I don't have much chance to this year. But equally, that is the end game for me. Once the business is in a position where I can take a step back and delve in and out, I would like to get on the track and sort of focus a bit of a side career.
So we'll see a Slate Developments touring car team.
Maybe not touring cars, but we'll certainly see some form of Slate Developments liveried car in the near future.
Good. Look forward to that.
So do I.
Yeah. Look forward to that. We'll talk about what needs to happen for that to happen, maybe off camera later.
Yeah.
So you left uni, you started helping your granddad out. 2 weeks turned into 2 months.
Yeah.
Talk us through the story from there.
Yeah, essentially it was 2 weeks and then we got a major project, and then that 2-month project came to an end, and he was like, "I see a future where you carry this on."
Yeah.
And at the start I was very against it, but the more I carried on and stuck with it and the sort of stuff that was in front of us, I was like, I can make this a career, and it opened doors that weren't open before. And yeah, so here we are today.
Yeah. So how did the change come about? Was there some kind of event that happened for you to become owner of the business?
So essentially I just carried on essentially being a project manager for him and learning the ropes, if you will, picking up the years. Eventually a couple of years back, he got ill, got cancer, and that sort of escalated things quicker.
Yeah.
3 years ago, he passed away, unfortunately. And that sort of left us in a position where, do we either close the company or do we carry on with the clients we've got? We've got clients we've worked with for 40 years, so we've got these relationships, and equally I've built my own relationships, and I didn't just want to give them up overnight. So I made the decision to carry it on.
But you formed a new business?
I formed a new business, yeah. We essentially, the business was, because it was an unplanned death, it was left in a state where I couldn't take on the original company.
Yeah.
So we had to form our own.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So all of a sudden you were thrust into business ownership.
So all of a sudden I was thrown into business ownership a lot sooner than I'd have liked. I'd have certainly liked another 3 to 5 years learning and understanding a lot more. But I love a challenge. So luckily my wife helped me a lot through.
And when did you meet Ruby?
So I met Ruby 22.
So 4 years ago?
4 years ago, yeah. It seems like a lifetime ago. Yeah, she's helped me a lot, guided me, give me the push to, I was uncertain about what to do. She's given me the push and was like, She had the belief in me that maybe I didn't have. So, yeah, we started it and we've grown ever since.
Yeah, and Ruby's got her own business. We should give Ruby a shout out.
We
got
should
married
give
last year.
We did get married last year.
So what's Ruby's company called?
Ruby has AVC Collective.
AV
Collective.
AV Collective.
AV Collective.
And it's an event management company.
Event management. She will run everyone's expos, weddings, you name it. She will run an event for you. Absolutely.
There you go, Ruby.
Top
Shout
notch.
out for you. 3-4 years ago, you started Slate Developments North West, became a business owner. What was the biggest challenge for you? Because obviously you've been learning the technical side of it, the on-the-job stuff, project management, construction, fit out, getting to know the suppliers, all that kind of stuff during your time when you were working for your granddad. What's been the biggest challenge for you in terms of business ownership as opposed to actually doing the job?
The switching off, the taking over and running the business is so different. I used to switch off on, unless we were working the weekend, I used to switch off on a Friday. I'd enjoy my weekend and I'd come back Monday and it'd all be fine. Yeah. The day-to-day running of things was, although I did do some of it whilst I was there with my granddad, it was taken care of and I could have a holiday and everything would run smoothly. Whereas taking over yourself doesn't quite run like that. Them first 12 months, you don't really get a break. You've got to relearn things, learn how to juggle finances, responsibility that you never had before. It was a steep learning curve, and I'm still learning today.
It's a challenge because the skill of running a business is completely different to the skill of doing the job, whatever job that sector is, whether it's construction, project management, whether it's fit out, whether it's being an accountant or a solicitor, a plumber or an electrician. All those are really skilled trades that people spend years learning how to do. And then they go, oh, I'm going into business for myself, so I earn money for myself rather than somebody else. And then all of a sudden they realise that they need a completely different set of skills to actually run a business, like business time. Customer experience skills, finance skills, marketing skills, sales skills, customer retention skills.
Everything.
Systemization, people, leadership, management, it goes on.
It goes on and on. If you told me to sort out your logistics yard and re-concrete it, I'd have that done no problem. 12 months ago, I went that first 12 months, sort my yard out, concrete it, but then do the back office as well and juggle that alongside working on site and managing your team and managing your future projects and everything else that comes with it. There's so much to learn and just never have enough time to do it.
And then at the same time, because you are still on the tools as well,
you've
got a small team, you've got to actually do the work as well.
Essentially, don't do as much as I used to. I try and stay away from it because the back office side of stuff just takes too much of my time. And I have a fantastic right-hand man who leads the projects day to day, but equally, there's a lot of times where I need to be there. I need that extra body. I need that weekend when no one's in and someone just needs to do the odd occasional job and there's no one there to do it other than yourself. But I enjoy it. I must admit that as much as I don't spend as much time on the tools anymore, that change when I get that week on site or that couple of weeks on a project, it's a refreshing change and it makes me smile, to be fair. That brings back the love of the job.
If you could pinpoint one area where you thought, oh Christ, this is the biggest challenge I've had since becoming a business owner, what area of business would you say is your biggest challenge, would you say?
I don't know if it's an area of business, but I'd say that the juggling around the current climate we have is the biggest struggle I've had recently. The challenge of new competition because customers aren't spending. People buying work. People. The current climate is my biggest challenge I've faced in these past 3 years.
So the construction sector and the fit out sector suffer the brunt of it. And as we said off camera before we started talking, before we started recording, when things start to pick up, normally you're one of the first sectors to pick up.
It's the first sector to die, but the first sector to come back alive in a current climate like this, we are the first ones to get hit.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to suffer until we see the change. But then equally, we will have our best 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. We've just come off a massive high off COVID. Everyone flourished. Everyone made money. We had our best years. I think the industry as a whole, we had a great time. Yeah. Everyone was enjoying themselves. Work got done. Yeah. Everyone made a bit of money. Everyone was happy. Clients, contractors. Yeah. Whereas now, nobody's happy. Contractors aren't getting work. Clients don't want to spend money. It's essential jobs are getting passed away because people don't have that spare income, whereas we've had it for the past couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. And how are you dealing with that?
It's challenging. We've made some changes. We have to adapt in times like these. And again, this is the never-ending learning circle I'm on, having to adapt to these situations. This is my first time in a situation like this, in a dip, in a downturn in fortunes. I'm fortunate enough to have 2-3 fantastic years, and to be hit in this sort of recession that we're in, it's hard, but you learn to adapt. You've got to have confidence in yourself. That's been an area that I've struggled with. I think some days I'd come in and I'm like, is it me? And then
it's not you, Mark.
How am I going to say? I'd have a chat and shake my head, and Ruby would be like, everyone's in this boat. So yeah, that is the trouble. Not the trouble, but the situation we're in now. The industry is just a bad industry to be in at the minute, but equally it'll be a fantastic industry in the future.
Yeah, I think you just, for a lot of the people that we work with who have those sort of cycles, and the economy goes through these cycles every few years, spring, summer, autumn, winter sort of cycle. I've got to look at how you become number one, you look at how you become best at what you do, so more people want to use you rather than to go for work when there is work about. You've got to look at what other products and services you might be able to offer to people. You've got to be very careful on the cash flow, of course. You've got to keep a cash flow forecast. Yes, cut your cloth accordingly. I think that the biggest factor that people normally take down the wrong route is the first thing that they cut is marketing budgets. When things get tough, you be marketing 3 times as much as you were before, because there's less work out there, and you've got to make sure you're getting your fair share and everybody knows who you are in order for you to make that work. I mean, we work with a lot of businesses who've been businesses not only can survive, but thrive in that situation. You've got to make sure you've got the right holders and the right skills to do it.
Yeah.
But it sounds as if you're keeping afloat.
We're surviving.
Yeah, and you're doing some great work as well, aren't you? Some stuff that you've told me
about. We are
doing
some fantastic work. I've just completed a project today that I'm happy with. It was a struggle and a challenge, but it's one that I am over the moon to get finished. The results are better than expected. So, it's we're surviving. Yeah. We're ticking on, and by the end of the year, it'll all be a distant memory. I can imagine that the back end of this year is going to be a fantastic time for it.
What's in the future for Slate Developments North West then? What's your ultimate goal for the business?
My ultimate goal is to pass it on to my children when I eventually have it happen. I think the ultimate goal for me is to carry on growing, build it into this. I don't want it to be a superpower like the Balfour Beatties and the Barnfields of the world. I just want to be a happy size where I can keep it, sustain it, grow, and enjoy it. I don't want to...
What would be a happy size?
Couldn't think of a comparison size, but just a medium-sized company that will turn over maybe tens of millions a year, have a sustainable profit, enjoy coming to work. That's the end goal. I want to enjoy every day, the challenges, everything that gets thrown at you, and equally then leave it in a sustainable place for someone to pick up the reins, learn from me, and then
go run your motorsport team.
And then I can sit back and retire and race around tracks while someone picks up my baby and runs with it and hopefully builds it into the superpower that it could be run well.
Yeah. What would you say sets Slate Developments apart from your because it's a very competitive market, isn't it?
It's a very competitive market.
What would you say are the key things that set Slate Developments apart from the other businesses in your sector around the Northwest?
But I'm going to say me and my team.
Yeah.
Me, definitely. Mine and Ruby's attention to detail. She, alongside running her own, she does work for us, and her attention to detail and picking up those nitty-gritty bits and striving for perfection with every one of our projects. She's the best snagger of a job that you'll ever have.
Yeah.
Me, I am the most attentive contractor I think you'll have. One of our long-standing clients, I go in for a chat. It's not a standard relationship we have. Yeah. It is more of I wouldn't call it I'm not really sure how to phrase it. It's more of a working friendship than a business relationship. They help us, we help them.
Yeah.
Equally, they know they can pick up the phone and I will be there. And so and equally, they know they're getting quality work. They know they're getting attention to detail. And if they've got a problem, I can sort it for them. So yeah, I think me and my team are the thing that sets us apart from everyone not in this industry, because there's some fantastic companies, but certainly I know a lot of local companies who don't stick that attention to detail. I think cut some corners.
Construction and builders sometimes do get a bad rep, and sometimes it's deservedly so. There are some fantastic companies like that out there.
There is some absolutely fantastic companies. Equally, some of them we work alongside. We work hand in hand because we both have that ultimate end game of perfection and wanting to do the best job for the client. So, yeah, I'd say that's our recipe if we are.
Yeah. So we usually ask this question of everybody, and we get a variety of different answers. If you could offer your younger self some advice, and you went straight from uni into business, I suppose, you became a business owner quite quickly after that. If you could offer your younger self some advice at the point before you became a business owner, just try and keep it positive. What do you think that advice might be?
Learn from everyone in the room. Soak up everything. Learn as much as you can. Listen to your elders for certain. Equally, there's some people you shouldn't listen to, and there's a lot of bad apples in the world that you need to know how to avoid and sidestep, but equally that's part of learning. But yeah, soak up everything. There's not a day you shouldn't learn. There's not a day you shouldn't pick up something new, or even just a phrase or something that just sort of jogs your brain on. That is, if I were to sit back and talk to my younger self, I wouldn't tell him not to jump in and do it, because that'd be silly, because I enjoy what I do and it's a fantastic career. But maybe don't be as cocky as I once was, and learn a lot more and sit there and soak in the advice you give.
For me, the environment that you surround yourself with is really important, and one part of that environment is the people that you surround yourself with. And somebody once said to me, surround yourself with people who want to pull you up, and don't surround yourself with people who want to pull you down. Negative out there, just get them out of your life.
There's a few. There's certainly a few, but thankfully I've got quite a few people in my side who drag me up when I'm on the days when I'm down. Ruby's a fantastic motivator. Yeah. She'll be able to pick me up even on the depths of despair, and equally do the same for her. We're a great team like that. Certainly.
Ruby's a bit of an inspirational person anyway. She goes off doing ultra marathons and things like that. She's absolutely bonkers. Do you do long runs as well, or are you a supporter rather than a runner?
I'm certainly a supporter. No, we do some long runs together. She is trying to get me in shape at the minute for maybe something in the future. I do keep eyeing up a marathon towards the back end of the year. That might be one to look out for, but no, she does some inspirational stuff. The ultramarathon she did last year, I followed her in the car. I were out of breath. There's absolutely no chance that I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
just shattered at the thought of doing an ultramarathon. I've got friends who've done them. In fact, one of our neighbours in the building here goes off and runs through deserts and stuff. Really big challenges. So I've got the utmost admiration for people who do that. I ran, 25 years ago, I ran a couple of half marathons, did the Great North Run a couple of times, but that was about as far as I got.
Yeah.
I'm walking 26 miles in a couple of time over in the Peak District.
Well, absolutely. There's certain challenges I've got for myself
Yeah.
that I want to achieve, and certain bits of events that interest me.
Yeah.
So if she whips me in shape this year, maybe I'll be looking for one of them.
Forward to seeing that.
Absolutely. And
Keep at it, Ruby. You'll get him sorted.
absolutely. And if I can do it for a charitable cause, then even better.
So we've offered yourself some advice, your younger self. We're in a challenging time, a bit of time of uncertainty at the moment, as we've talked about. What advice would you offer to other business owners who are out there at times like this in terms of how they run their businesses?
What advice for people? It's an hard one.
Somebody said to me the other week, run for the hills.
Yeah, run for the hills. Don't look back. Stick with it. Get through every bad day. There's a positive hour.
Yeah.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. If you're in a bad position, there's always something you can do. That bit of belief in yourself will turn a bad day into a good day. Yeah, stick with it. It gets better.
I think what you said earlier on about getting help and surrounding yourself with people, I think the most difficult thing as business owners, it can be a really lonely place sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because the buck stops with you. Sometimes a problem shared is a problem halved, and being out there with other people, and I'm not saying this because we're a business coaching company, but there are companies and people out there who are ready to help, and I think being a business owner is a challenging place.
It massively.
So there's lots to learn always outside of your core activities, which I'm still sure you're still learning about.
Absolutely. Having someone to just vent to and share your frustrations with is fantastic. Whether it's yourselves, other business owners, just, opening up, and don't be afraid to share your worries. Don't be afraid to say that I'm struggling with this or my cash flow's bad. Just speak to someone. There's always someone that will listen and someone will help you with it. And they might find some ideas that help you or give you some inspiration.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. I did ask you this earlier on before we were talking. In terms of your own personal development and your own learning, is there anyone in particular that you'd refer to? I know you mentioned your granddad earlier on, and I know he's no longer with him, God rest his soul, but I'm sure he taught you a massive amount.
He taught me an absolute load. Not enough, in all honesty. I wish I could sit across from him now and soak up everything I didn't pay attention to previously. Yeah. He's a major inspiration in my life. Ruby, again, inspires me daily. But in terms of other people, it's a hard thing to think about off the top of my head. Come up with some inspirational business.
Maybe I'll recommend some reading for you from our extensive shelf
I was
before
going
you
to say
leave.
you have an extensive library, and I definitely could use one or two of those books. But
I'm sure we can find something that you'll find interesting before you leave. I'll lend you something before you. So how do people get in touch with you then if they've got a construction job or a fit-out job or a shop fitting job that they want?
If you have got any problems, electrical, groundworking, shop fit-outs, refurbs, feel free to look on our website, slatedevelopments.co.uk, or find me on LinkedIn, Callum Taylor, or send me an email, contacts@slatedevelopments.co.uk. I will pick it up, or one of the team will certainly fire it my way, and I can help you with any issue that you have.
Brilliant. We'll make sure we put all those links and contact details into the show notes, so anybody who's listening to this on Spotify or on YouTube will be able to find the links in the description and stuff. Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
And anybody who's thinking about getting some work done, if you're looking for a company that provides a really quality service and really cares about what you do, from speaking to Mark, and I know you do a fantastic job. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.